At the Metro Court, Lucy meets with Scott to sign the official documents, signing over 51% of deception over to Tracy. Laura interrupts them needed to talk to Scott. She drags him off and asks what compelled him to help Cyrus. Scott says it's not as if he broke Cyrus out, and he made it clear to him that he's not on retainer for him, and this was a one-shot deal. She asks if he really thinks Cyrus deserves to be released. Scott knows Lee would be disappointed in him for defending Cyrus, just like she is, but this was a high-profile case and he has to keep his practice going. She again asks if he thinks Cyrus deserves to be released. Scott says he did seem to be a different guy at the hearing, but he also saw him earlier and he looked pretty healthy too. Laura gets a text and has to run off. Scott returns to Lucy, who still hasn't signed the papers. Later he finds Lucy gone and she took his pen. In the Aurora office, Martin catches Michael listening to the recording of him confessing Nina had him call the SEC. He thinks it's time to tell his dad what kind of woman he married, but Martin suggests he think before pulling that trigger. Martin warns Nina will see this as him destroying her life, but Michael doesn't care as Nina destroyed his mother's life. Martin says he always does research on his clients, and given what Nina's capable of, including inducing Ava's labor to steal her child, Michael should consider that if he's going to take away everything that matters to her. Michael thinks Martin is just worried about what she'll do to him. Martin suggests he should be worried too, and she has the power and influence to make his life and those he cares about hell. Martin exits, leaving Michael to think. Nina surprises Sonny at his office with some of their framed wedding photos, including some of the kids which she plans to make copies of for Carly, Michael, and Willow. Their talk turns to Carly and Drew, the latter of whom is back in Pentonville. Nina hopes Carly is able to get him out. Nina has work to do, so she heads out. Michael stops by to see his dad and catches him on the phone talking to Sal about how happy he is. Sonny is glad to see Michael, whom he hasn't seen since the wedding. Michael says he needs to talk to him about something. Sonny shows Michael the photos Nina brought by, and that she has ones of Donna for Carly, and of Willow and Wiley for him. Sonny gushes that Nina has changed his life, and that's nothing against Carly, who is happy with Drew, who will hopefully get out of that hellhole soon. Michael says that is what he came to talk to him about. Sonny interrupts and says Nina said she wanted Carly to get Drew out of Pentonville, and maybe she can use her magazine to help. Sonny thinks he should call her, but Michael tells him to stop. Michael says they just got married, so not to burden Nina with this. Sonny realizes he's right and gushes that he wants his marriage to last forever like his and Willow's. Michael decides to get back to work. Before he leaves, Sonny asks what he came by to tell him. Michael assures his father he can figure it out on his own. Sonny says he can come to him with anything, and they embrace. Michael walks out and makes a call to Nina's office, but she's out. He learns she's expected back soon and says he'll speak to her when he sees her. Back at the Metro Court, Martin arrives and runs into Scott. He asks if he's seen Lucy, but Scott just vents that she ran off with his pen and storms out. Soon, Nina arrives upset and asks Martin what he's done. He says he is ashamed that he's let her down and hopes she can forgive him. She says it's not the end of the world. She just wanted him to file those contracts with an advertiser by the end of business day yesterday. He realizes she doesn't know what he's done and keeps quiet.